Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. And today is Wednesday the 12th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Woke up this morning, fairly decent time, got the dogs all out, and I was super sore from shoveling and digging and raking and scraping and stuff yesterday, working on that damn pool pad, and definitely am paying for it right now. So it's one of those things where I really could use that hot tub at the moment, but do not have it. So just suffering through it and letting it go. It was sore enough that I woke up and within an hour I took some ibuprofen, which is completely unusual. If I take ibuprofen, I take it right before I go to bed, or a couple hours before I go to bed is the only time I ever take it, and that's only usually a couple, 3 times a month. And I knew I was in trouble today, so plus I had a bunch of work to do, so I take some ibuprofen. But I got up this morning, got the dogs all out, got it all taken care of, got my wife off to work, and basically hung out with the dogs for a little while, and pretty much immediately started working on the pool. Got it some more sand shoveled around, some more sand raked, and then started basically screeting it down, I guess you would call it. You call it screeting with concrete. I don't know if you call it sand, but same thing. Took my 2x10 with the 2x4s on it and got it all smoothed out. Started opening up the pool kit and laying out in the sun so the liner's softer and whatnot, so it's more pliable in the warm sun to make it easier to use. Started turning the instructions. Instructions are not the most productive, but they're not bad. They're just not great. So went through and finally got it all kind of figured out, kind of laid out what it was. Got the tarp down below it, got the pool liner out. I laid that 2x10 across to kind of make like a platform to walk across. I was moving stuff around. Got it lined up with the filter hoses facing the right way and so on and so forth, which look at it now and I probably should turn to the other direction because it's closer with the extension cord, but it's still not gonna matter. I gotta run power out to the damn thing anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, I went ahead, started working on it. I just spent a lot of time on it. Ended up running up, just back and forth. Had the gate shut most of the time. Had the gate open for a little bit. My first thought, I didn't think about it. I thought, well, there's nothing out here. Dogs are gonna chew on the hose stuff. The pool ain't full, and immediately the dogs went right to the sand pit and started like playing in the sand. I was like, shit. So back there all re-scraping it, smoothing it and stuff. Not my brightest thing I ever did. So I shut the gate. Then every time I go in and out of the gate, it's just a chain latch right now, like you'd have on a farm. And that's when you use it like once, maybe twice a day. I'm using this thing 40 times a day. So I need to find a better latch and set up for it. But yeah, it's that fun stuff of just learning as you go. So, but I was back and forth on it, just constantly back and forth, and getting it together for the most part. Got it all laid out where it needed to be. Started assembling the frame, and that was not the easiest thing in the world to do. Would have been way easier with 2 people, but I hate asking for help. I hate being the burden on somebody. I have always been the guy who helps other people in my life, and I always feel like I'm a burden if I ask anybody else for help, because I've had so many people throw it back in my face when I've asked for help in the past, and or just not show up and not give me the help, and I was planning on needing them to help me, and not the case. So like the kid helped me yesterday, or guy, I guess he's 18, but I paid him, so I'm more likely to use him to help me because he's getting money out of the deal, not just doing me a favor. So I'm less of a burden because he gets to go buy, he needs to pay rent or buy gas or pay his power bill, whatever he needs to pay with that money. So it's all much more of a symbiotic relationship. So, but yeah, I went ahead, got the pool frame up, got it all going stuff, turned the hose on the thing full, got it going full blast, and it's gonna take a while to fill that baby up. It's gonna be a while. I have no idea. But as it's filling, they say when you get about an inch in there, you're supposed to go in there and try to smooth out the liner. So I got up in there and stuff, smooth the liner out best I can. Then started trying to fill around like the corners and stuff, all 4 corners of when I took the corner as far as I can go. How deep is the water at that exact spot? All 4 corner stuff in the middle. And it's pretty flat. It's pretty level. I think I did a pretty damn good job on this thing. I won't swear to it. I won't know till it's 100% full, but it's pretty damn good. So we'll see. The thing that makes me a little bit nervous is the frame. Like it really bows in the middle. And they say that's pretty common. Has to wait till it gets fuller to spread out, but we'll see. So I let the hose run basically nonstop, and it's just in there running away. And got the ladder put together. The ladder sucks. Oh my god, ladder's garbage. I gotta build a new ladder. That's probably gonna be my second thing I gotta do with this deal is build a ladder for it. So I went ahead and basically just letting it run, letting it fill. And is that a soft-shelled turtle? What is that? Oh, that thing's big. Holy crap, that thing's massive. I think it's a soft-shelled turtle, but anyway, another retention pond over there, but it was massive and ducked under. So I want to turn the camera and show you more, but you're not gonna see it on this zoom angle. So, but went ahead, had to run up to New Smyrna to pick up some supplies for the pool. Also, I had to go feed some cats, run their stuff, ran by Home Depot to get some more stuff I needed, and I stopped by a little spot called Penny Pincher. It's like 4:30, so it's pretty late, but it was not horrible. Ran up there and walked into the place. It was ridiculous because I'm like, hey, starting a brand new pool above ground, like 4,500 gallons, a little over that, but it's not full yet. I said, what all I need, like all the chlorine, all the stuff. I said, sand filter is what I'm using, yada, yada, yada. And the guy's like, oh, probably maybe some chlorine. I'm like, okay, well, it's brand new because, well, we got to test your water. I'm like, it's tap water. If you guys never tested Edgewater tap water, like, what the hell? It's just, give me what I need. Like, this is brand new. Like, it's all going to be the same shit. And he's like, just couldn't do stuff. So he finally handed me a gallon jug of chlorine. I said, well, how much do you think? He goes, I'd probably use the whole thing. I'm like, well, what's it recommend the dosage for this? Well, I'd probably use the whole thing. And I'm like, well, I'm worried about overpowering. It's not a very big pool. He goes, well, I maybe use half of it. Like, you gotta be, God, you can't be kidding me. You're dumb there. Like, you can't be that dumb. So I was doing your stuff. So as I was trying to read the bottle, it spilled all over me, which supposedly they're brand new bottles, but it wasn't. It was leaking. So I went and had to wash my hands off, which they did act like they weren't gonna give me a towel. They didn't even use their sink to wash my hands off after they spilled their chlorine all over me. They didn't have their lid on tight. I was like, God, you gotta be kidding me. So I paid for my chlorine. Again, nobody suggested, I don't know, sand for the filter. Might be a thing you might want to buy, but forgot. I don't know why. I thought maybe the sand was still in the filter. Hadn't even pulled that box open yet, but went ahead and said, hold it. Got home, realized I didn't have any sand for the filter. So tomorrow morning I gotta go run to Home Depot and get sand so I can get that filter going. But it is what it is. Got back to the house, read the instructions on the chlorine, and it says to use half of 1 gallon of this bleach, or this chlorine, not bleach, sorry, chlorine for 10,000 gallon pool. He tells me to use a full gallon for 5,000 gallon pool. So he wants me to 4x dose this chlorine in this damn pool if I'd followed his directions. I would have 4x dosed it. I'm like, oh my God. I understand it's not the money. It's $5 for a gallon. I don't give a shit about the money, but it's not safe. It's not healthy. It's not good. So I'm like, what the hell? So I went ahead and said, heck with it. So I went ahead. Luckily, I read the instructions and they were no help. And I also got home as I started putting the filter together, realized I needed sand. So they could have sold me that. They could have sold me a filter. They could have sold me the chlorine little floaty thing. They could have sold me a thermometer. Could have sold me tons of shit. How they could have sold me a goddamn salt ionizer to go to the salt pool instead of a damn sand, just a regular chlorine pool. You guys could have made, I was expecting to spend $300 to $400. Test kits, all kinds of crap. You guys could have made money off me here. Nope, made $5 off me. And it's like, I don't care about the money. I want to know knowledge. I'm willing to pay for knowledge. If I'm just gonna get this shit, I'll order my stuff online. I'll just go to Amazon and just buy my chlorine tablets and stuff there, all my chest strips there, and just, I don't know how you stay in business. I really don't. I don't understand. Like, you have to have better customer service than that. And I understand the one guy might be lazy and dumb, but the other employee right there, listen to him answer the questions of, hey, dump a gallon in there. And I'm like, you guys can't read the back of the jug? Like, you work here. I'm like, I was annoying. So got back there, went ahead and dumped in my correct dosage for the chlorine. And the pool is not even halfway, maybe probably a third the way. It's been running since like 1 o'clock. I went to bed at like 10:30. I think I checked it and it was still up there. So I'll let the hose run all night. We'll see how it does tomorrow. But also today, in that whole process, I had a couple dogs get dropped off. Zoe got dropped off at like 7 a.m. this morning. And Zoe played all day. Zoe's a good dog. They're redoing their house. They had flood damage, whatever. So they're having a bunch of stuff redone. And so I'm watching Zoe again yesterday and today. And then King got dropped off, which is the Doberman Pinscher, which I was watching, which is why I ended up being so late to go take care of the cats and stuff, because the fact that the Doberman was supposed to usually get picked up like 5, 6 o'clock, but they're gonna get picked up at like 3. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go too early for the cats, but also because I was working on the pool the whole time, couldn't really go that early, and I was like, no big deal. So worked out, gave back to the Doberman. Then I reached out to Zoe's owner and said, hey, if you're planning on picking him up anytime soon, I'm gonna head to New Smyrna, so either you need to do it right now or you need to wait till quite a bit later. And he said, well, I can go now if I have to, but I'd rather do it later. I said, no, 100% later is fine. I just want to make sure you weren't coming. So I ran up to New Smyrna, did the whole cat thing. I was heading back. She's like, hey, are you back? We'll come pick her up. I'm like, nope, not back yet. Like, I'm still on my way. So I text him when I get home. So basically, as soon as I got home, I texted him, said I'm here. He showed up like 7 minutes later, picked up Zoe. Zoe's all happy. Zoe's a good dog. So they took Zoe home. And then at that point, I proceeded to go for my run. Went and got my run in, got my mileage done, got back to the house. Wife got home from work, got myself a shower real quick. But when I got home from work, before my wife was even there yet, like, Mom already had baked like a frozen blackened chicken pasta thing and made potatoes and stuff, but it was already done. I'm like, why is this done? Like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, why do we gotta reheat this shit like it's brand new food? But I was like, well, I was checking to see what I had to reheat for dinner. So, and the best part is she didn't eat it anyway. She ate something else. She ate completely different food. So it wasn't like she was hungry because she was eating on her own. But I don't know. I guess when it takes an hour to bake, she thinks she has to start a lot earlier than that. So who knows? It is what it is. So wife got home. I got a shower. We ended up knocking it out. Wife still hasn't found anything to watch for a TV show for dinner time. So I started Friday Night Lights. And I don't think that's going to work. I thought it would. But it's a long show. It's like an hour-long show. And I don't want to be inside that long. So I also don't want to stop my shows like halfway through. Like a Seinfeld, I'll watch half an hour of Seinfeld. Or where the hell is 40 minutes some shit. But Friday Night Lights seems to be a lot longer show. So maybe the pilot episode is just longer. I have to check and see. But this is what it is. Head back out. Kept checking the pond or the pool all day. Off and on throughout the day. And I'd also got a little doggy pool for the dogs that set up and play in. Nobody played in it. But my wife wanted to go out and look at the pool. And my mom wanted to come out and see how it was doing. So they went out there on the way back into the house after showing the pool. And mom's like, oh, your pool's leaking. I'm like, fucking my pool's leaking. I'm looking on her pool. She goes, I said, what? She goes, well, it's leaking all over. I'm like, where's it leaking all over? What the hell are you talking about? She goes, well, there's water everywhere. I go, Mom, it fucking rained. I thought you meant we had spraying water out of here, like it was leaking. I'm like, gave me a damn heart attack. And she's like, well, why is this here? And why is that there? And I'm like, what's the holes for? And I'm like, that's where the water gets pumped in and out. She goes, that's where I get water in and out for the filter. And she's like, well, you're not putting water in now? I said, no, because it's a hose. Like, the hell? I was like, okay, now I can't tell if you're fucking with me or what. But then she's like, oh, your pool's leaking. I was like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. So, got a bunch of leaves in it, a bunch of bugs already, which ain't the big end of the world. But I don't have like a pool net yet. So I gotta get a pool net. I'll do that tomorrow probably when I go feed the cats. And I plan on getting all that at Penny Pincher today. When I went there, I could have sold me they told me so much shit. Like I said, I spent $300 to $500 there, getting everything I could ever want, but it didn't get in it. So I'll go to Home Depot, get what I can there, and the rest I'll buy on Amazon and said he'll it. But got back in, on the way back in, the doggy pool's there, and I'm like, oh, there's your pool. It's the only one that's full yet. So get in. So I pulled her phone out of her pocket real quick and started shoving in the pool. And she started to fight me, and I said, we got two options. I said, you're going in there. You can go in there kindly and not hurt yourself, or you can fight and wrestle with me, and you'll go in there and may get hurt. And she laughed, and she's like, okay. So she basically let me flop her down in there. So I flopped her butt in the pool, and then she lays back, got a float over and stuff. It's like, hey, your birthday pool, it's the best you got right now. So we'll have to see what the rest of it is. But yeah, we kind of laughed and joked with it, had a good little laugh. She went straight, of course, into the bathroom and had to change in the shower because she was soaking wet. So, but yeah, I was smart enough to pull her phone out of her pocket. So we're running an iPhone in the process, but it was a good time. Then I hung out there, just listened to the pool fill all night long, and had myself a nice little cigar and watched a little bit of YouTube, wrapped it up and headed inside. And then the puppy decided that he wanted to be a dickhead and did not want to like be quiet and go to sleep. So he was all barky, and it was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was still trying to get him to shut the hell up and go to sleep. So it's going to be a short night, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.